7-14.
3 times.
It's always going to be Chicago, whether it's the Sox or the Cubs. Yeah, always good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Baseball.
Yeah, we beat Kansas City last. We're talking about baseball here, folks. Excuse us. St. Louis just happened to win game number 61 last night.
Yeah, very little baseball, but that's okay. That's good for them. That's good.
It is.
They're doing well. Like to see that. We like to see the teams that we see on TV and stuff. That's always a good thing. It's
always a lot of fun with the Cardinals and Cubs, and the Cubs aren't that bad. I mean, let's see, I'm pulling it up now. I think they're like 9 games out. You know, and it's still plenty of time. Well, St. Louis was like 6.5 games out.
Well, yeah,
first of September and 11.
Got past the All-Star break, so I know we're not.
Yeah, it's just barely past the break. So anything can happen. It's been a fun season.
Good.
What's ironic is night before last, the best record in baseball. If you boil it all down, the top 2 teams were St. Louis and Kansas City. So if the World Series,
I know Kansas City's done very well too.
I mean, if the World Series played that day, it would be all Missouri.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be fun again.
Oh boy!
Except we need to win it this time.
The Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup 3 out of the past.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, but yeah.
We were talking about that hockey game with somebody here the other day. I don't know if I've ever seen anything so intense. And the athletic level of those players.
Oh, yeah.
You can talk football and baseball or tennis or whatever.
Consider the length of the season and the time,
goodness,
and the short time between games and stuff like that. So
here's a challenge:
very athletic.
Get your pair of ice skates.
Try to stand up on them.
Try to stand up on them. Yeah, just try to stand up. Those guys are running 35 miles an hour on them.
Backwards. Well, the guy's hitting it with this big hard rubber thing. Hurts.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that was quite the Stanley Cup finale. That was really
very good for the sport. I think that obviously we won. That was good. My team won anyway, and that was good. But it was good for the sport. It was good for the people to see. I mean, they were all good games all the way through in all the series. So that's. But
this week in real estate.
This week. I'd like to start with offering our condolences to the Vickers family. Roger Vicker, the sheriff of Marion County, passed last night. He had been ill for a while. The sheriff, yeah.
Really?
And we'd like to express our condolences and, thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of the Vickers family. It was an instrumental job over there trying to get the jail organized and designed and processed and get that ball rolling, which is still going to be a big project, but at least...
right now, is the ball still rolling uphill?
But it's still rolling.
Uphill?
As long as it's moving.
Or has it started down yet?
I'm not...
We're ready for Marion County to let the ball roll downhill for a while.
Marion County's ready to let the ball because they've got... things that they have to address over there. I mean, it's not like you can just say, well, yeah, okay, we'll get to that next week. I mean, the state is going to come in and they're going to shut it down and it's going to cause a whole nother level of problems over there. So, but as I say, my thoughts and prayers are out with the Vicker family. And the people that are involved in the shooting down in Louisiana and my Marines that got killed last week and the sailor and just the senseless... There's a frustration factor, I think, that a lot of people feel. I think that we see the society in general, and if all you read every day is gloom and doom, gloom and doom, gloom and doom, you start to feel that that's all that's around you. And you need to kind of take a step back every once in a while and just,
take a breath.
Read a Mad magazine or something. Read Dr. Seuss's new book. Do something. Kind of break that cycle within yourself.
Get a chuckle out of the comic page.
Yeah. Because God knows there's no news in there. So read the comics.
Yeah.
And the recipes or something. Just do something different than what you normally do. If you think you got issues, go find a priest, a minister, a doctor, whatever. Go to the hospital counselor. And say, look, I'm not feeling quite right. I need a little help here.
That's what the ministers
don't be shy
and
about
are for,
stepping up. Exactly. I mean, you're not alone.
Yeah.
There's other people out there that feel the same way. There's a lot of frustration in the country when you see the way we're going. You see some of the Supreme Court decisions, and you see that constant bombardment of Caitlin and all this other crap that you see every day. That's takes a much more important part of the news than real news.
Makes you wonder.
You get frustrated.
So
you may want to, if you think you're having issues, then, talk talk to somebody and see what they can do to help you out. Even go to an AA meeting, even whether you're involved in that or not. You can go in there and just kind of vent and get things out, and because they're used to that. They're used to hearing people talk and ramble and carry on. So, but it's I don't know. I don't know where we're going. So your prayer this morning was appropriate as far as praying that God gets us back on track and hoping can alleviate some of this senseless violence. In the business end of things, we have this. Every year is kind of different. It's kind of funny how when you look back and see how the business went and how it got started, it seems like beginning of the year is generally slow, and then as we get rolling into spring, summer, coming into August, we have a ton of business that's coming in, that's coming to fruition. It's going to close. And one of the things that we've talked about with people over the past couple of years, we seem to have this year seems to be a big listing year for us. We've done a lot of listings and helped a lot of people move on with their lives and move on with whatever their goals and dreams were. We've been talking about like a pre-home inspection. When your home is going to go under contract, when your home goes under contract, there's going to be a home inspection in all probability. And when the home inspectors come through, there's things that I know that they're going to be looking for. I know they're going to be looking for ground faults. I know that they're going to be checking for leaks in the sink. They're going to be looking up in the ceiling, up in the rafters, looking for leaks up there, checking the shingles on the roof. They're going to be in the crawl space looking for little leaks under the shower, on the toilet, where the bowl sits, where that ring is. That's if you got a 20-year-old house, there's a possibility, probably a probability, that you're going to have some leakage under there just because they dry out. So those type of things. And so we've been trying to go over them with people to try to get them through the inspection and to make them more aware of the inspection process so that they don't just get blindsided. As we have seen happen, we've had people tell customers that, this isn't going to be, there can't be $500 worth of stuff here in your house. And then when the inspection is completed and the estimate comes in and it's $2,000 and you're dealing with not a lot of money to begin with, that adds up. And it can be kind of shocking to people that they're going to have to come out of pocket or give credit for that much of repairs. So it just is part of the process of helping people get to where they want to be and to take some of that sting out of things to make people more aware so that they don't get blindsided with that. And that's part of the service that we provide and realtors should be providing to everybody and to their clients so that they know what's going on. And we encourage that you as a consumer, you're part of the process. It's then we don't come into your house and say, well, you better take this offer because it's the only one you've had in 2 years that you've been on the market, and the reason you've been on the market for 2 years is because I priced you wrong. That's not the case with us. We go in and sometimes you feel like just such a bearer of bad news, but you go to people's homes that have been listed and I ask them, well, where did you come up with this price? Well, I figured out what I had into this, and I put that shelf over there, and that cost me $29. And they add all this stuff up in their mind, and they've got receipts for the stuff, and it's like it's great, but it's what you did when you were to live here, and now you've lived here. You've got some of that money you're going to spend no matter what. Some people over design things, some people under design things, but that. The homes that are built are things that you have done to repair the home or remodel the home, you did that for you. You're never going to get dollar for dollar back. If you go in and remodel your bathroom, you're not going to get that back. And generally the first thing we tell people when we are going to take their listing is whatever projects you thought you were going to do next, if it's not involving cutting the grass or trimming the bushes, don't do it. Because the new buyer is going to come in and they're going to do it the way they want it done.
Yeah.
When I tell people when we're going through houses, you're buying 85% of the house. If you like the location, if you like the the street where it's on, if you like the bones of the house, you like the way the rooms are laid out, the physical rooms, not the color out on the wall, but the physical rooms, the open floor plan or the closed floor plan, whatever your taste may be, you're going to come in and you're going to customize it and make it yours. You're going to paint those walls. You're going to change that carpet because you're going to do that.
You're going to put your touch to it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like choosing a box to mail something in. Do you want a box the size of the desk here? Do you want to like if I was going to mail my coffee cup? You want it to fit that.
Yeah, and you're going to fit
family,
what's your need. What do we need? Do we need this much space? Do we need that much space?
Yeah.
I need an outbuild. Great. That's part of the deal. But when you walk into the house and you're looking at, oh my God, that's a purple wall. That's got nothing to do. That's paint. That's easy.
$35.
That's easy. We can fix paint. I can't move the kitchen to the other side of the house, but I can fix paint. Can be addressed. So, like I said, you're buying 85% of the house. You like the location in what's there, and that's something to keep in mind as you are looking at things. And the importance of pricing things right the first time, so that you have a true idea of what the market is doing. It's not what Bob says this house is worth this much. Bob looks at the stuff, and I will show you. Here, this is what we looked at to come up with this price. And so that you're right and that you understand where you're going to be. Because if you're way over the market, you're not going to get any showings. You're going to be frustrated. And to say, well, let's try it at this price for a while and see what happens. Well, that goes out. When that listing goes in, and it gets sent out to Century 21 to the 400 websites that it goes out to, and it goes out on the auto email to all the people that are signed up for that. Well, it goes out then, and people look at it and they scratch it off, and they say, well, no, I've already looked at 6 other houses online that are similar to this, which is why I received this listing, that are much cheaper, less expensive, whatever the case may be.
Why pay more for something you don't want?
Exactly. Well, you don't have, So it's very important. And that way you're realistic, because if that isn't your number, because everybody's got their number, and if that isn't your number, you can't get around that number, stay. Truly. Stay. This week in real estate. There were 75 new listings came on. There were 26 parcels of land, 3 commercial properties. 46 homes came on the market, a range of $20,000 to $749,000. Average price coming on the market was $172,000. A lot of those were relisted, too. 33 properties sold, 4 parcels of land. 29 homes sold, and they sold in a range of $13,000 to $260,000. I'd like to thank Marcia from our office, from the White River team. They helped us close a deal yesterday with my honey, and we helped some people on a new house, on their first-time home buyers, and we helped somebody else who's going to be their last house, and they're going to move on to other things. So it was a cathartic moment where, the
good feeling.
Yes, it was.
Good
yes,
feeling.
It was. It was the same number as it was last week, actually. $3.2 million in real estate, in residential real estate, closed this week. 29 properties expired. 56 had price enhancement. There's 70 pendings, and actually it's higher than that, but those are just the ones that are in as pending. There's 1,013 homes on the MLS. So that's a pretty big number. It's a pretty steady number for where we've been. I think we were like at 1,012 last week. So we've been right in that range. Last year at this time we were up like in the 40s and 50s and 60s. I think for a while we hit like 1,100. This year we seem to be a little steadier. So for 2014, there were 454 home sales for $53.8 million. For this year, we're at 487 sales for $58.5 million. So that's a big. We're moving up, and that's what it's a steady rise. It's not. We don't want to take that rocket ship ride.
And phone number, locations.
Phone number is 870-405-0793. Give my honey a call. We're at the main office across from McDonald's when we're there, but we're at that office, not the branch office out by Walmart. To find people out there as well. Century 21. LeMac Realty for all your real estate needs.
Bob and Linda Zdora, the ZTeam, the award-winning ZTeam.
Yes, sir.
You betcha.
Yes, sir.
Coming up on News Time, we've got 729. Our good friend Nikki DeSoto is in the lobby waiting to come and talk about Serenity and some other good things there. And brings us to News Time. We'll be right back.